Over. Welcome to the Conversations on Content podcast. My name is James, and thank you for joining us today. We're going to have to edit that first part out. So, this is episode number 9. I'm excited to be here. Episode 9 of the Conversations on Content podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about how to grow your YouTube channel faster and easier. Really, this is not just specific to YouTube. This strategy works whether you're growing on Facebook, growing on YouTube, if you're trying to grow whatever platforms you're trying to go to. This strategy is very beneficial to grow your audience online, to get your message out there to the world. Whether you're a blogger, if you're a podcaster, this strategy works. The specific tactics, the specific ways to use it may not always work. May have to change, but depending on your platform. But it works really, really well. It's something we've been using to grow our own audience. See, whenever I first started, I was trying to do SEO because that's what everybody was telling me to do. All the gurus, all the experts I follow, which I still love them and I still learn a lot from them. But one of the things that frustrated me early on was they were all talking about, get ranked in search. It's so easy. I went for months and months and months before I started seeing any traffic from search to my content. So I would post a video and I had like 20 subscribers and I would get like 2 or 3 views. All 20 of those subscribers were like people that knew me personally, and they just subscribed just because I had a YouTube channel and they weren't actually interested in my content. They weren't watching my content. And so it was a struggle because people weren't coming to see what we had to say. We weren't getting any views on our content. And so I started looking at what can we do to try to get more people to see what we have to say. And I'm sitting here waiting for YouTube to share my stuff out so that I can get more people in. And it didn't work. And I sat there for months trying to get it to work, and it didn't. So instead, what we did is the strategy we're going to talk about today. And today, what we're going to talk about, I went from that 20 subscribers to a week later, I had 30 subscribers to 2 weeks later, in one weekend, I went from about 30 subscribers to 250 subscribers in one weekend, and continued accelerating our growth after that by continuing to employ the same strategy. So it's not about SEO. It's not about recommended. It's about networking and collaboration is the number one thing you can do to quickly and build up your following, no matter what platform you're on. This works on every platform. It's about networking with other people in your community who are doing similar things to you and getting in front of the audience. And it's not just about building subscribers. It's about getting in front of the audience and bringing that audience to know who you are. Because that's the thing. When you start out, unless you happen to already have a following in your niche, when you first start, you don't have a following. You don't have an audience that's sitting there waiting for you to start creating content. So you need to get out there and find the people that already have the audience you want. But there's a lot of mistakes that people make in doing this that cost them subscribers, that cost them opportunities. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about how to get collaborations, some of our experiences with collaborations with other channels, and some of there's different types and different levels of collaborations you can do. And there's also some major things you can do that will cost you views, cost you subscribers when you do a collaboration. So we always tell people you're just one viral video away from success. That viral video might go viral today. It might go viral tomorrow. It might be next year sometime, but you're one video away from really blowing up on the platform. It's just, when are you going to put out that one video that connects all the dots and hits people just the right way to go viral? It's a lot harder with educational based content than it is with entertainment based content, but I've seen it happen even with educational content where somebody put out a post and it just went hog wild crazy almost overnight. But are you set up to be able to take advantage of that? That was one of the things that got in our way. So one of the things what we did was in November of 2013, we were building up our reselling business. Or I'm sorry, 2019. In April, let me get my date straight. Yeah, April of 2000 or November of 2019, we were working on building up our scavenger business. We had our YouTube channel. We were getting a little trickle of traffic here and there, but we were building up our eBay store and we were making sales and we were doing things with our reselling business. And so we were doing storage auctions and that kind of stuff. So we were hanging out on other reselling channels because we were learning how to build our own business as well. And we got invited to join in on a live stream. And so they invited all the viewers in the audience to jump on. So I jumped on. And by the end of the night, I had 10 new subscribers. A couple of weeks later, they did it again. And one of the channels that jumped in there with us had over 10,000 subscribers. And they invited me to come to their place and do a collaboration. By the end of that weekend where we did the collaboration, there was 5 other channels there that all came together. We all did a little competition and had some fun, filmed some video, learned a lot about how YouTube works by talking to some of these other channels. And by the end of that weekend, I had 250 subscribers on my channel. Good morning, Susanna. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a great weekend. Happy New Year's. So one of the things that we did, though, is I look back now and I can look at my statistics because I can go back and look at my analytics specific to those dates. I had so much traffic come to my channel that didn't subscribe, that didn't stick around, that didn't come back. So I started looking at what did I do that cost me from keeping and capturing more of the people that came to our channel through that collaboration. And what is some of the things that we did wrong that could have been done better? And so we constantly are looking at not looking at what we've done wrong as a self-deprecating way or in a way of, guilt or blame or, feeling down, but as a way of just looking at data that can help us to improve what we do next time and what we do moving forward. That's the way you should always look at your analytics and look at your data, is just how can we use this information to help us improve what we're doing. That's why we have that data, so we can improve. So one of the things that we did is we started looking at this data and we've been going through it. And I found some interesting things. And this is why we talk about, and I'm not going to go into the full details of how to do it, but you need to fully optimize your channel. I have videos and videos on our YouTube channel about how to do that. And so I'm not going to go through all the optimization strategies. For those of y'all that joined us for our channel reviews, 90% of whatever I'm telling people whenever they're doing channel reviews is because these are the things that you need to have in place when you do a collaboration so that you can keep those people coming to your channel. So you're setting yourself up for being able to take advantage of the opportunity of having that much traffic come to your channel at once. I had over 1,000 people come to my channel and we only captured about 250 of them as subscribers, which wasn't bad. That's not a bad ratio, really, but it could have been better had I been better optimized. I had links going all over the place in my banner. My banner didn't really state the value that my channel provided. I only had about 5 or 6 videos on my channel at the time. So one of the things that I recommend before you start doing collaborations is you get at least 20 videos up on your channel. Well optimized for search as well, but also really compelling thumbnails so that when people do come to your channel, they're going to want to click on those thumbnails and watch them. Have your videos organized into playlists and all the optimization things that we talk about in our channel reviews, all the optimization things. If those things are in place, then when you do a collaboration and people that don't know you come to your channel, they're much more likely to subscribe. They're much more likely to join your tribe, to come back and see what you have to say time and time again. You could do this with your blogs. If you do a collaboration, if you're a blogger, if you're a podcaster, there's a lot of different types of collaborations that you can do. And so I'm just going to run through these real quick. I'm going to be doing some videos coming out where we're going to go deeper into each one of these. But some of the top types of collaborations. You kind of have a low level collaboration, which is just like you agree to shout out a channel and they agree to shout out you. So you shout them out on your channel and send people to their channel and recommend recommend their content to your viewers, and they shout you out on their channel. So that's just kind of like an entry level collaboration. And I see a lot of people trying to do this the wrong way. They're going to the wrong community, trying to get people to shout them out, or they're just going in spamming other big YouTubers and saying, "Hey, shout me out, shout me out." No, that's not how you do it. You build relationships with those other channel owners, and you find the ones that are congruent with your message, and you create a collaboration in which you both benefit. And the best way to do this is to find channels that are around your own size. So, for example, I'm not going to D Nimmin and Daniel Batal and Nick Nimmin, all the big guns in this particular niche, and asking them to shout me out. But I have approached and I have already talked with other channels that are around my size, around 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers. We're small, we're growing. We have similar messages in what we're sharing with our audiences. But this is a great way to get the word out there. Hello, Sunny's Place. Happy New Year's. Thank you for joining us today. So, simple collaborations like just doing simple shout outs. You can also do a coordinated content, which is a little bit higher level, but it's not, getting together. So a coordinated content collaboration is where you maybe do a similar video to each other that you launch at the same time and at the same day. For example, I saw a channel just a few months ago. I'm a Dave Ramsey fan. I've been following Dave Ramsey for years. I've used his baby steps. I've been through his coaching program to teach other people how to use his system. And I am a certified coach in teaching his program as well as a participant in it. And so one of the things I do, I follow other YouTube channels that talk about his stuff. So I saw a couple of channels that I know that I follow that did this a collaboration where they both did a video on one of his steps and how they use their steps and their experience with that step in their system. And then they shouted each other out and recommended each other to check out the other person's video on the same topic. So that's a little bit more highly targeted, because the people that are watching your video on this topic will probably be interested in somebody else's video on the same topic. So you can send traffic back and forth to each other's channels that way. Then you go up, and another form of collaboration is, where you just live streaming. I love live streaming. I think live streaming is one of the best ways to get in touch with people. It's also a great way to collaborate. So you can do something simple like, that first live stream, they just gave the opportunity for people in the audience to come on. And if you get those opportunities, if you're on a live stream and they offer you the opportunity to get up there and get in front of their audience, and you are a YouTuber, you should be up there on that channel. If you have content in any form, maybe you're not a YouTuber, but maybe you have a blog or you have a website, but that's the ideal audience for your blog or website on that channel. Get up there on that live stream and talk to people and let them know who you are and give them some advice. When you're doing things like that, though, you don't want to go in there self-promoting. It's not about going in there and telling people, hey, come follow me, come follow me. It's about going in there, providing value, sharing some information that'll be helpful to the people that are there. And then, telling them, if you want to go deeper with this stuff, you can find me here, and then allowing them the opportunity to find you instead of being pushy and going in there and self-promoting yourself. And you can do this with other live streams. You can do this on podcasts. Sometimes they do this kind of stuff. So yeah, we taught FPU for years. I loved FPU. I've been through FPU. I went through his financial coach master training last year or a couple of years ago when they first released it as an online thing. And it's amazing. And he went even deeper than what he goes into on the FPU class on a lot of it. And we wouldn't have survived this year. As crazy as this year's been, we wouldn't have survived if we hadn't already been on his plan. We're in baby step 3 ourselves. We were actually at the end of baby step 3. Now we're kind of back at the beginning of baby step 3, but we're still on baby step 3. We did not go back into debt this year. So that is awesome. But that's one of the things that, has really been beneficial to us as a YouTuber, is getting out there and getting in front of other people. So whenever somebody offers the opportunity over the next several months after we had this experience, every time that somebody in my niche would offer an opportunity to get up on their live stream, I found a way to take advantage of it. And I would get up there and I would talk. And even if you're not up there, teaching or sharing, or, maybe it's just a general hangout type of live stream, just getting yourself seen. It's not just about bringing direct traffic. It's getting yourself seen by people that are in your niche, and maybe just getting the word out there that you're involved in that niche, that you're creating content in that niche. And it can be very, very subtly done, but it can be a great way to get in front of people. Last night, New Year's Eve, I was at D. Nimmons, and D opened up the panel for people to come on. And Daniel Patel came in, and Nick Nimmin came in, and there was other people in the chat. Brian G. Johnson was in the chat. There was other industry leaders in this niche. And I got up there, and I didn't talk a whole lot. Daniel kind of dominated a lot of the conversation, which was great because he was great and giving some great advice. But I did briefly mention not only my own channel and that I'm doing content on YouTube, but I also mentioned our good friend Adrienne from Adrienne Rose, who joined us for channel reviews earlier this week. And I mentioned her new channel on YouTube Growth. They're on the panel to a bunch of people that are in both of our ideal target audience. And so, go out there and try to just briefly mention that you have a channel where you talk about the same things. That's because that's our ideal target audience, YouTubers that are trying to grow their channel. And mainly a bunch of them are small YouTubers that are trying to grow their channels. So those are kind of our ideal audiences. It was kind of a no-brainer to take advantage of that opportunity. And, yesterday, our friend Brandon Sparks, he was here. We did a channel review on his channel just the other day. He did a live stream last night. We were up on his live stream as well for a few minutes. And just, again, getting in front of people that don't know me, that don't know who we are, and just getting seen. Even if they don't come to your channel right away. Sometimes, I found that I do this 2 or 3 times. I might get up on a live stream and not get any subscribers today, but then I get back up on that same channel in a week, in 2 weeks, and some of the same people are in the chat and they see me again, and we're giving more value and we're giving more advice. And then they come and subscribe to our channel, because sometimes you have to be exposed to people 2 or 3 or 4 times before they're willing to come check you out. But you get that exposure. That's one of the number one things, and you can get exposure to, other people, because you don't know who's following their channel, who's watching their content. Even us small channels, I know there's some of the bigger channels that are looking at smaller channels like ours, and they're lurking. They're not up here watching. They're not going to be talking in the chat and distracting people in the chat away from the content creator, but they're kind of lurking and listening and seeing. Are they giving good advice? Are they sharing the right kind of strategies? So you never know. I don't know who's going to be lurking and listening to the replay on this one. So that's one of the things. I mean, I've had comments on my channel from channels with over 30,000 subscribers in my niche. And so that's one of the things that you want to be mindful of is, especially with live streaming, with video, just because they're not in the live show too, doesn't mean that you're not going to be seen on the replay. And like a lot of times when they do that, at least I know when I do it, if I have people come on my channel, I'll go back into the description, and anybody that came on the panel, I will include a link in the description to their channel so that anybody watching on the replay can find their content. And I know a lot of the other channels do that as well. So it's a way to generate some traffic to your channel over time. So it's not just about the immediate response that you can get right then and there. And like when we did the collaboration last year, at Thanksgiving last year, when we did that collaboration, the other channels that we collaborated with all put links to all of our channels. So I put links to all of their channels. We have a whole playlist with all of their videos on the collaboration. Because there was 5 channels involved in that collaboration. We all 5 linked to each other's channels. We also all 5 put together a playlist on our channels with everybody else's videos so that you can find all those channels. And I get traffic to this day. It was over a year ago, and I'm getting traffic and subscribers a little over a year later to my channel from that collaboration. You do another one, if you do one of those every couple of months, you get a lot of those going. You can do a lot with it. But collaborations, one of the keys to these kind of collaborations is everybody kind of has to do their part in order for it to really work. So you need to make sure you're collaborating with people that are going to do their part. And when I say do their part, I mean, they may not have much of a following, but they're sharing what they can with what following they do have. And you're sharing what you can. I've been involved in collaborations. I was involved in a 30 channel collaboration a few months ago, and it was great. And I got some benefit from it, but I should have gotten probably 10 times more benefit than I did out of it had other people put even half the effort into it I did. And I'm not deprecating any of the people that were involved in that collaboration, but I'm just saying there was a lot of people that kind of just barely showed up. And then also I've seen people do collaborations and then they complain they didn't get any benefit out of it. And I was like, okay, what did you put into it? Well, I showed up. Well, you got to put more effort into it than that. You got to be willing to share what you can with what following you have, whether it's big or small. And then what are you going to do long term? I'm always telling people to think about YouTube, think about content development in any form, whatever your platform is. Think about the long-term strategy, not the short-term gains. Because I have videos that I did 10 years ago that are still getting traffic today. 10-year-old videos that are still getting traffic right now with thousands of views on them because long-term strategy, long-term thinking, long-term planning. And I didn't even plan for those videos to go viral or to get thousands of views on them. They were just videos that I put up to embed into a blog post on the topic they were on. But they've gotten thousands of views and some of them lots of shares, lots of comments. And that's going to help build your audience over time. You can get traffic from sources other than YouTube. You can get something ranking in search. That search traffic comes in over time. Sometimes you might put out a video today and not see anything from it, but in 6 months, a year, that video goes viral. So you got to think about that when you're putting content. And that's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love doing the financial coaching. We did it mainly because, for those of y'all that don't know, some of y'all are new here. I have a severely disabled daughter. She was born with a brain malformation. And because of that, that's part of why we were running 5 channels, is because one of those channels is on, her specific disability and helping other families coping with those disabilities. And that's part of why we did the financial coaching, is because we do, as part of our work with some of the charity groups that we work with, that's one of the things that we do is we work with some of those families with the financial planning and being able to handle the financial stresses that they're under with these special needs kids. So, but collaborations, one of my favorite types of collaborations, and it's something we're going to be doing more of this year. It's one of the things that I haven't done a whole lot of yet with this channel. You know, I've been distracted. One of the things that I've talked about a lot is one of my biggest mistakes last year was I was running 5 channels. And I've backed it down to where primarily this is going to be my primary focus. I'm still going to be running the storage scavenger, at least for a little while. But I'm pretty much down to just those 2 channels, this one and the storage scavenger. And most of that attention is going to be on this one. And that's because the power of focus and attention and building one platform and getting that platform really, really well established. I'm wanting to build this channel up. So we're going to be doing some more live streaming, not only on our own channel, but with other channels, and doing some interviews with other people, bringing some other people onto our channel, as well as getting out on other channels and doing some more networking and doing more things to get the word out about what we're doing and just trying to reach more people. So that's one of our core goals right now, is to do more collaborations ourselves to grow our channel. Part of the reason this channel has grown as slowly as it has is because I've been distracted by too many things, and I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to run multiple channels. And I've heard some people say, you know, you're amazing for doing all that. No, it was stupid of me to do all that. It's one of the big mistakes that we've made. But that's okay, because mistakes give us lessons, and lessons give us more content for us, because, you know, the mistakes that I make, the mistakes that I learn from, is how I come up with content ideas. A lot of my content ideas come from simply sharing the stupid mistakes I've made and what it's cost me, and how we have overcome them, and what other people can do to avoid them. You know, if you want to avoid sitting around with no viewers on your channel, get out and start networking and start collaborating with the other channels in your niche. It's one of the fastest ways to grow your channel. Over the next several months, after we did that collaboration in November of 2019, we started collaborating and doing other collaborations and doing other live streams. And from November, Thanksgiving weekend of 2019 till the end of January, so in just a little under 2 months, we went from 20 subscribers to over 500 subscribers in less than 2 months. And 90% of that was just getting out on other people's live streams and networking and getting to know other channels. Now, we did get caught up in some other things that were not beneficial, but we thought were, because we were focused on subscribers instead of viewers and watch time. One of the key things you've got to remember is views and watch time are more important than subscribers. Subscribers are important because they unlock features, but beyond unlocking those features, subscribers really aren't that critical. What is important is getting viewers on your channel and people to join your audience and to come and see your content. So one of the keys to unlocking that, getting more people to view your content, is making sure that you're networking and connecting with the right channels, with people that share your niche, first of all, but also that share a similar message. For example, I know a lot of channels that are teaching networking, that are talking about networking, but what they're calling networking and what I'm calling networking are not the same thing. And I will not be on their channel, and I will not have them on my channel, because their message is not congruent with mine. They're doing more sub for sub type stuff and watch for watch. And I've been involved in some of those channels. I got involved into some of that stuff early on because I like getting connected with other channels. And I did some of that. And I got involved with some channels doing that kind of stuff. But I've since learned that that doesn't work. They're just gaining, because most of those people that are going to subscribe through that kind of networking are just subscribing so you'll subscribe to them. It's just a kind of a hush hush way to do sub for sub, and it doesn't work. It builds a subscribership, but it doesn't build viewers, because they don't care about your content. They're not coming back to watch your content, This is why I've been adamantly against the everybody support everybody mindset that a lot of other channels have. I agree that we should be supportive, but if you're just subscribing to somebody else's channel to support them, but you're not coming back and watching their content, you're actually doing more harm than good to that channel. Now, only subscribe to channels that you're going to watch and only get subscribers, only try to target subscribers that are coming to watch your content. That's what I want. I don't want people subscribing just to subscribe to my channel. I want people to subscribe because they want to see what I have to say. Hello, Miss KK Kathy. I hope you had a happy New Year's. I did get your message yesterday, but I had like 10 other live streams all wanting me to come on, and I just could not get to everybody's. We were on YouTube all night last night. Last night was a busy night. Everybody was streaming. Everybody was trying to get on. That's why I didn't stream last night. We had talked about it, but then I realized everybody under the sun was streaming last night. So I decided I was just going to go out and network and get on other people's streams instead of doing one myself. So, but we were busy, and that's one of the things, I don't watch everybody's channel every day, but I try the channels that I do subscribe to. I try to rotate whose content I'm watching, and I do try to, hit those streams when I can. Again, backing off as we're backing off from running 5 channels. It frees us up to have more time to do more networking and to get out there in the community more. That's one of the reasons why I'm pulling back and doing more focus on just one channel instead of trying to run 5 different channels and trying to be all over the place and constantly in production mode for content, where I was not networking as much. And that's where I've stagnated my growth a lot, because when I stopped networking, I stopped growing as quickly as I was. Every time I've gotten into networking mode and I start networking, I see explosive growth. And every time I stop networking, my growth slows down or completely stops. And so in like my storage scavenger channel, now we're starting to get some search traffic. Now we're starting to get some recommended content traffic. But we got to about 60 or 70 videos on that channel before we started seeing that traffic from search, before we started seeing that recommended traffic, because it takes a while for YouTube to really understand who your channel is. And part of it was about us really defining to YouTube, developing those skills. It's not YouTube's fault. It was, I was developing skills in how to do that. And it took me about 70 videos to really start honing in on what it took in that niche to get YouTube showing my content more. And that's one of the things you have to understand. It can take time to really define that message to a point where YouTube has enough data on your channel. The more people you're sending directly to your channel that are much more targeted, the less confusing it is to the algorithm as to who to serve your content to. That's the other reason why these general sub for sub type communities don't work, because you're getting traffic coming to your channel from all different sorts of niches and all different sorts of people that aren't necessarily interested in your content, but it's giving all this data to YouTube that these are the people coming to your channel. So they're trying to figure out who to serve your channel to. So if you're much more targeted and you're sending people to your channel from very niche specific and very on brand, on target channels that are not necessarily sharing the exact same message as you, but have similar messages to you, if you're bringing traffic to your channel from those kind of channels, that gives YouTube more data on who to serve your content to in search, in recommended content. And that's going to help them serve your videos, because what's happening is YouTube's usually serving your videos very early on. But what happens is they show it to some people, they don't get any clicks, so they stop showing it. Good morning, Adrienne. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. Thank you for joining us. But if you're putting that out there and it's going to the wrong people, it's going to people that aren't interested in your niche or in your content, then they don't click on the links and they don't come check out your channel. Or if you have bad thumbnails or bad titles, then people don't click. And so what happens is YouTube shows it to a few people. If they get some engagement, if they get certain factors that they're looking at, then they'll click and come, then they will serve that video to more people. This is kind of how search works. It's also how recommended content works. They'll show it to some people, and if people engage and click and come watch your video, then they'll show it to more. But a lot of people are like, oh, YouTube's not trying to share my content. Well, YouTube's not out to share your content. They're out to find content for their viewers, not viewers for your content. And so this is why it takes some time, it takes some practice, and it takes developing some of those skills to get showing up in search, to get showing up in recommended content. So when you start getting out and collaborating with niche specific channels and channels that have a similar audience and they have a similar message to you, and so you're getting people coming that have that very focused content, consumption of content, you're getting people that are already consuming very similar to content to what you're putting out. That gives YouTube signals on who to serve your content to in a recommended, in search. So by networking and collaboration, it kind of speeds up you being able to trigger the algorithm to get more search traffic. Been up for about 3 hours thanks to a 2-year-old. I can understand that. Our 2-year-old was up bright and early this morning. So that was what we wanted to talk about. One of the number one things you can do to build your channel quickly is to get out and collaborate. But you need to collaborate with the right channels. It's not all about self-promotion. It's about going to those channels and providing value to their audience. See, when I talk about collaborations, it needs to be a win-win-win-win situation. So the other channel owner needs to win. You need to have a win. Your audience needs to win, and their audience needs to win. So you got to make sure you're balancing all of these things when you do a collaboration. You need to make sure you're providing something that's valuable to the other content creator, that you're providing something that's of value to their audience, and that you're providing something that's of value to your audience. If you're not winning in all of those areas when you do a collaboration, the collaboration will fail. So get out there, start collaborating, start finding other channels within your community. Don't go to the 100,000 subscriber channels and try to get collaboration with them when you have no following, when you have no voice. You know, if they offer an opportunity to me, I'm going to take it. But I'm not going to them and asking them for a collaboration because I have no voice, and I have to find what value can I bring to you to do a collaboration with you. It's not about me and just what I get. It's about what can I give you. You know, I always talk about stop thinking about what's in it for me and start thinking about how can I better serve? How can I better serve you? How can I better serve your audience? How can I better serve my audience? How may I serve should be the number one question you're asking in everything that you do, whether it's trying to do a collaboration or if it's in something that you're putting out for your audience. And this is going to help grow your community. It's what's going to help you connect with more people. And when you truly focus on service to others instead of what's in it for me, you're going to expand and other people are going to want to collaborate with you. You're going to have people coming to you asking you to collaborate with them. And that's really powerful. If you have a channel that has that huge following that you want, and they come to you and say, you know what, I really like what you're doing, and we appreciate you helping our community in whatever way you already are. And then they ask you to do a collaboration with them. So you didn't even have to go to them and say, hey, I want to collaborate with you. They come to you and say, hey, I'd like to collaborate with you. I'd like to do something with you. we'd like to do a shout out for you. And this works no matter where you're at. I learned this years ago whenever I was doing affiliate marketing back in 2009, 2010, and I was blogging about affiliate marketing, and I was working in forums, and I was going in there, and I was mainly doing it because it was one of my main traffic sources, but I was just going into these forums and helping other people in the forums, answering their questions, sharing valuable advice. Well, I built up a relationship with the owner of that forum, who's a huge name in the affiliate marketing industry, because I was serving his audience, and I wasn't going in there telling them to come to my website where I would help them. I was serving them where they were at, and I was helping them right there on their platform. And then I had, links in my signature in the forum, and people could check out my channel and check out my blog. And I got a lot of following from my blog from that. I made a lot of money selling his products to people because of how I built my relationship and built my my reputation on his forum. And I built a personal relationship with the owner of the forum because of that. And he's done products. He did in even some of his products and some of the things that he was teaching. He had done shout outs to me and told his people to go follow me to learn how to do different things that I was specializing in at the time. And it still works. That way of doing things works. This is why a lot of you that follow me now found me through doing this strategy that we've been talking about, going out and networking with people. A lot of you that follow me found me from other channels. I go on to other channels. I get up on their live streams if I get the opportunity. I'm in the chat answering people's questions, helping people as much as I can. I'm also listening and learning, but you go to a live stream, especially some of these Q&A type live streams, and they don't answer all the questions. And there's always questions that are being thrown in the chat that are not being answered. And you can find those questions and answer them. And then I also I'll answer somebody's question in a live stream. And I keep an open notepad when I'm at those live streams. So sometimes I'll be answering somebody's questions, but I'm also copying and pasting their questions and my answers into this notepad. And I use those for content ideas. So it's something that you can use to build your own channel. If you're going into other people's live streams, you're already answering people's questions that people are asking, especially those ones that are asked all the time, like, how do I grow my channel? And so you can create content based around those questions that people are asking. Yep. See? And you know how I met Adrienne? Going to D. Nimmons live streams, going to Nick Nimmons live streams, going to Daniel Batal's live streams. She and I met through other live streams. Scully, my friend Scully, I met him through other live streams. A lot of the people that follow me that are watching our videos, that are watching our content, a lot of the people that have on this channel came here from me networking and from me getting to know other people and getting out in front of other people and other people recommending my content and me recommending their content. These things that we're talking about today, that's how I've built my following on this channel. Very little. I get a little bit from search. I'm getting a little bit of traffic from search. Some content is doing better than others in search. I'm still improving in that area. But honestly, most of my traffic to this channel right now comes from me networking with other people. And I haven't done as much networking as I should be doing. I'm trying to do more. That's one of my goals for this year, is to do more networking, more collaborations. We're going to be doing some interview shows where we're going to be bringing some people onto the show and doing some interviews and having some conversations with other creators in the space. I like that. Have a hard time not replying with very carefully. Yes, intentionally. This is what I did. I did my Inspired Tuber show the other day. For those of y'all that didn't catch it, where we're talking about mindset and that kind of stuff. in that show. And intentionality in everything you do was what we talked about throughout the whole show. And that's number one. It's one of the most important things you can do on YouTube, being intentional, knowing why. I think why is more important than what and how, as far as what you're doing. Knowing why you're doing the things you're doing, knowing why it's important and why it works. Because then if things change and if YouTube changes the algorithm or if things change in how it's working, you can pivot and find a different way to do. If you understand why, you can pivot how, you can pivot what you're doing and how you're doing it, as long as you understand why you're doing it. But if you don't understand why, then when things change, you can't pivot. You can't adapt to the changes that are constantly going on, because YouTube algorithm changes almost on a weekly basis. You got to realize what we're teaching when we're teaching about YouTube algorithms. We're teaching about how to get rankings and how to get traffic and how to do all these things. Those things are changing constantly. Just a couple of years ago, part of the reason why subscribers got so much focus, just a couple of years ago, subscriber count was an important factor in search rankings and in getting traffic to your channel. Now it's not, but it was just a few years ago. Now, the other thing is, right now, one of the biggest factors in search on YouTube is watch time. That's why we're talking all the time about building viewers that watch your content, because watch time is one of the biggest factors. The two biggest factors right now are click-through rate and watch time, and it's a combination of the two. And so you need to focus a lot on your click-through rate on your thumbnails and your watch time when they get to your videos. Two most important factors in search rankings, in recommended content rankings, in getting viewers suggested by YouTube in all their different ways to come check out your content. But that doesn't mean that in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month from now, YouTube doesn't change the rules and those become irrelevant factors to look at. Again, understand why. Now, I don't think they're going to become irrelevant, because they do. The whole purpose of the algorithm is to try to figure out viewer satisfaction. And those are two key factors that they look at very heavily to determine how satisfied viewers are with your content. And so that's what we're looking at. Why are those things important? Because they're metrics that show viewers like your content. So they might come up with new metrics in months or in a few years that changes the whole algorithm again, because they find other factors to look at that give determination of viewer satisfaction. But YouTube has said for a long time their number one concern is viewer satisfaction with their content. So that's what you need to be doing. You need to be satisfying the viewers with the content you're putting out. And it doesn't matter if that viewer satisfaction is happening on your channel, if it's happening on somebody else's channel. It doesn't matter. If you're doing a collaboration, you're doing a collaboration with another channel, you need to make sure you're trying to serve their audience. Viewer satisfaction. You want to know how to get those people to come check out your channel when you do a collaboration? Viewer satisfaction. If they feel satisfied and they're hungry for more, you can bring them into your channel. Wholeheartedness will give you an edge. Yep. And I try to be. I said at the beginning, you weren't here. I said at the beginning, everything I do is crafted around the stupid stuff I've done over the last 10 years as content development, and specifically over the last 2 years on YouTube. Picking out and finding what is the stupid stuff I've done that have cost me views, cost me subscribers, and teaching other people how to avoid those mistakes themselves. Honestly, that's 90% of the content on this channel. That's what you're going to find, is sharing. I'm not an expert at YouTube. I'm not here to be a guru, but I am here to share my experiences, share my successes, share my failures, and help other people avoid those failures and have more successes. That's our entire goal. And it's everything that we're trying to do here on this channel and with all of our platforms. We're multi-streaming. This is our Friday show is kind of our general content platform where we're talking more generally about content development, because I'm also multi-streaming to Periscope and to Facebook right now. In fact, I got a couple of viewers on Facebook. I've got a bunch of people watching us on YouTube. This is our multi-streaming platform where we are getting the word out, sharing out what we do. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're not live streaming to Instagram, but we'll usually do some clips and things going on to Instagram Reels. I'm trying to do more with Instagram this year. But we are all over the place. Our Wednesday show is just YouTube, and our recorded videos are primarily going to be more focused on YouTube specifically. But this show every Friday is more general because it's our content that's getting us diversified on platforms. This is one of the conversations we had with Dean Inman last night. And the conversation was, do you focus on one platform or do you diversify? And I think you need to be focused on one platform, but you need to be diversified at the same time. And I know it's a paradox, but you need to focus on one, but you need to be building other platforms. Because if YouTube came in tomorrow and shut us down, do you have an established following somewhere else? You know, how many times does it happen? Look at all the family channels, kids channels just a couple of years ago. Copa came in, put almost all those channels out of business overnight. Granted, if they paid attention to the news, they knew it was coming for months beforehand. But it basically, once it went through, it happened literally overnight where they were shut down. And I've seen this happen multiple times over the years in different niches. I mean, think about it. If you built your entire business on MySpace, you're not in business now. If you built your entire business on Periscope, you better be scrambling to move that audience right now, because Periscope's fixing to shut down in a couple of months. So I believe in diversification, but I also believe in being highly focused on one platform while you build up your following. It's just like monetization. It's just like everything else we talk about. You want to diversify, but you want to focus on establishing one thing. And it doesn't matter if it's multiple platforms, multiple YouTube channels. This is one of the things I said earlier. You know, I'm pulling back from all my other YouTube channels. I'm focusing on one. And it's the same thing. I'm focusing on building my YouTube platform, but I am diversified in multi-streaming to other platforms. I'm building a Facebook page. I'm building some other things on other platforms. I'm going on Periscope right now, but I'm actually already looking at, okay, what am I going to replace Periscope with when Periscope shuts down in a few weeks? Is Twitter going to make a pivot somewhere else that's going to allow us to live stream directly to Twitter, or are they going to do something else? We don't know how that's going to play out yet. You know, we cannot multi-stream to Instagram right now. Instagram doesn't allow it. Can't multi-stream to TikTok right now. I could do Twitch. I don't have any kind of a following on Twitch, but I could stream this to Twitch. I actually have my Twitch account connected here. I may do that and replace Periscope with Twitch. But then I would have to learn that platform, learn how that platform works. And I don't know those other platforms right now. So because of that, I'm not focused on those other platforms, but I am getting content out there so that I can start establishing that audience. So if something were to happen to YouTube and I wasn't allowed to YouTube anymore, I'm wanting to establish myself elsewhere. And then one of those key ingredients, and we actually have a whole series coming out on this later on, we're already recording it, is, are you building your own platform? That means having your own self-hosted platform, your own website, where you can collect email addresses and you can connect memberships and you can collect subscriberships on your own, that you can control, and that you control the content and you control that platform and what's said on that platform and how it works. I think everybody should be building their own website and their own platform. That doesn't mean that you should put all your attention on it. Again, YouTube has the one thing your own website doesn't have. an already established audience, a willing audience. But having your other platforms, having your own platform where you can send people will help you if there's a shift that allows you to no longer be on the social media platforms. Yep. I don't know what you mean. What content? Oh, okay. Her question was for somebody else. All right. I was confused. I just saw it come up in the chat. I was just trying to see where it was. With that lag in the chat, because I'm multi-streaming, I'm having to follow the chat inside StreamYard because I do have chats from multiple platforms coming in. Oh, you're going to start your own publishing. Oh, well, hey, that works. As long as they agree to that right. I mean, as a publisher, you have the rights to that content. That's one of the things a lot of people don't understand in how the publishing industry works. When you're an author, you sell the rights of your content to the publisher who's publishing it. So this is why I like self-publishing content, because I retain the rights to my own content. When you publish through a third party, they own the rights to that content, not you. So you can't claim copyright if somebody violates your copyright, but also because the publisher owns the copyright. And also you can't get permission to share your content because the publisher owns the rights to the content. And this is where a lot of music channels get in trouble. I've seen a lot of music channels that maybe knew the bands that created a certain piece of music and they got permission from the band to share the content, but they didn't get permission from the publisher, from the record label to publish that content. And that's where they get in trouble, because it doesn't matter if you have the band's permission, you have to have the publisher's permission. You have to have the record label's permission to share that kind of content. So that's one of those copyright things. This is one of those areas where you have to understand copyright and how it works. Especially with this new law, for those of you that haven't been paying attention to the news for the last couple of weeks, they just passed this bill. One of the things they introduced in this stupid stimulus package that they just put out did more harm than good to the American people, as usual, when the government gets involved in anything, which is why I don't think you should be involved in government dependency. But one of the things that was snuck in there that, if you've been paying attention, you may have heard about, but a lot of people don't know about it yet, is there was a Copyright Protection Act thrown in with this stimulus package, and that Copyright Protection Act now makes it a felony if you get 3 or more copyright strikes on commercial content. So in other words, if you're making money through AdSense or any kind of ad revenue or any way through the content you're putting out, so this is going to protect, little Susie who's sharing a concert she went to on Facebook. They're protected because they're not doing commercial content. But if you have any kind of financial gain from the content you're putting out, and you include any kind of copyrighted content in there without permission from the copyright holder, then you could face major fines, a felony conviction on your record, and possible prison sentence. I think it's up to 5 or 10 years in prison. But even if you got probation, it's a felony record if you get busted for 3 or more copyright violations. Now, it would be up to the copyright holder to press charges and have that happen. So it's not going to happen to everybody. But think about it. In some states, you can't have a driver's license if you have a felony. In some states, you can't vote if you have a felony. So, and what are you going to tell them, Bubba, when you go to prison? What are you in here for? Copyright violations? I streamed somebody else's copyrighted content on my live stream. And now I get to be your Bubba. I worked for 6 years in a prison, y'all. It's not a fun place to be. It's not a place you want to go. And in fact, the kind of prison I worked in is probably the kind of prison y'all would wind up in. Because it would be a minimum security. I don't think they're going to send you into a hardcore prison. It would be a minimum security. It'd be similar to the type of prison I was in. But it is not a place you want to be. I spent 6 years there as a correctional officer and as a correctional supervisor. When I left, I was a shift lieutenant. It is not a place that you want to be. I didn't like working there. I didn't like being there. I definitely wouldn't have wanted to be on the other side of the bars. So you want to keep those felonies off your record. You want to keep away from that kind of content. So you've got to be aware of the copyright laws and how the things that you're doing. You know, I talked about this in some of my other shows, but I actually heard some YouTubers after the YouTube terms of service change actually telling other YouTubers to put copyrighted content in their videos so that YouTube wouldn't show ads on their content. That's stupid advice. And now with this new law that just passed, if you follow that advice, you could go to prison. You can have your entire channel shut down, lose any chance you ever have of ever having a YouTube channel, and go to prison. So if you want to do something stupid like that just to keep YouTube from showing a 30-second ad on your video, that makes more room for me, less competition for me. So go right ahead. We all live streamers are super sketch. Yep. We're all out. Well, the thing is there are a lot of streamers that are doing sketchy and shady things. And unfortunately, sometimes the ones that are the most sketchy are the ones that get the most attention. And so it makes the rest of us look bad. It's like, I mean, that's almost everything I've ever been involved in that had a really, really bad reputation. It's because of the stupid things that other people do that make it sketchy. Like MLM businesses. I know a lot of people that do really, really well and make a lot of money with MLM businesses. And I know a lot of people that lose a lot of money with MLM businesses. But it's all about how you do it. It's not the bad business model. It's about how you do it, just like everything else. I know a lot of people that do affiliate marketing. I know a lot of people, at least for a while, affiliate marketing had a really, really bad reputation online because of the way people were doing it. But it's if you do it right, if you do affiliate marketing well, it's one of the most effective ways to monetize anything you do online. And there's very little cost to entry. So you could do it right from day one and build everything with an intent for affiliate monetization. I mean, I've had affiliate marketing going on this channel since day one. It's very low key and it's very subtle how I do it. But it's also something that generates me revenue. I've already got a little bit, not massive, but I've already got a little bit of revenue coming in through affiliate links on this channel. And that revenue is what helps pay for our StreamYard bill so we can keep streaming. That's what pays for us to have TubeBuddy so we can keep doing the research we need to do. That's what pays for the new gear that we're buying so we can upgrade our live streams. So those are things that we do. We have affiliate marketing. We also have things like Buy Me a Coffee, where you can support the channel by making donations that go directly right back into buying better gear, buying better equipment. At the Buy Me a Coffee, we also have a consultation set up. So if you want one-on-one consultations with your content, we can do that through Buy Me a Coffee. I love Buy Me a Coffee. It's something I just found recently. But they've got places where it's a way where people can donate to your channel. It's a great place where you can set up some kind of a consulting or a service. So maybe you want to do editing services with your editing skills, whatever you want to do. You can set that up through Buy Me a Coffee. It took me about an hour and a half to set it all up. You can also do donations. You can do memberships there. and it's great. So, one of the discussions we had at Dean Emmons yesterday was whether you use things like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or other similar platforms like that, or do you just wait for YouTube memberships? Well, with Buy Me a Coffee, with Patreon, with those things, you can start it right from day one. But again, it's about how you promote it. If you notice, I've been on for an hour and a half. That's the first time I've talked about it. It's not something I'm putting out there, shoving down people's throats, but it's the option. For me, it's about the option is there. If you want to support our channel, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I want to make sure that the option is available to you, but we're not pushy about it. And if you do those things, you can grow your channel, and you can start monetizing, and you can start bringing in a few things to help you grow your channel, because there's expenses to YouTube. There's expenses to anything that you do that's any kind of business. There's going to be business expenses. So you need some kind of revenue coming in to cover those expenses. Early on, those revenues are small, or those expenses are small. So your revenue can be small to cover those expenses. Over time, the revenue is going to grow. And as the revenue grows, the expenses can grow. And that's the way I look at it. The other thing is, I've seen a lot of people that, they build up this big following, 4, 5, 6,000 people following them. And then all of a sudden they start monetizing, and their following freaks out. You sold out to the man. If you have this monetization in place from day one, then you're more likely to not attract those people that are going to think you sold out because you're trying to sell something. I have expenses. I spend hours. I mean, this is what I'm doing. I'm spending hours every day working on this YouTube channel. I've got to generate some revenue for doing that. I spend hours sometimes. Like, I have people come to me and ask me to help them out with some stuff on their YouTube channel. And I might spend an hour or 2 hours helping, working on stuff for their channel before I ever actually talk to them on the phone or on the call. We're doing ours through Zoom. So I've got a couple of hours wrapped up beforehand. And then I have, whatever time I spend with them, an hour or so with them. And then I have an hour or two, 30 minutes to an hour of follow-up that we'll do a week or two later. So that's all time taken away from working on my channel, working on my business, working on other things for me. So for people to tell me that I'm being selfish to ask people to pay me for that time, I'm not being selfish. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your mindset about money and how do you value your time. I love doing the free stuff, and I do what I can for free. But at the same time, if you want that one-on-one help, that's valuable time to me. It's valuable time to the rest of my audience. And so we have to do what we got to do for that. And I like what Daniel Batal said yesterday. One of the things he talked about in the live stream yesterday, he never sits down at his desk to do content that he's not getting paid. That's why he does so many brand deals. That's why he does consulting work. He does brand deals. He does affiliate marketing. He does a little bit of all of that because he doesn't sit down to create a piece of content that he's not getting paid for that content. And I think that's great philosophy. That's something you need to be thinking about your content. Am I getting paid to do this content? And it's not in a selfish way. It's in a way of, am I bringing in some kind of revenue through this content that's going to help me and my family? That's going to help me serve my family. Yeah, I actually have a whole bunch on affiliate marketing. I have, part of my issue is I've got like about 30 different topics right now that would require an entire series to really go in depth on. There's lots of channels on affiliate marketing. But I'm actually putting together some content on affiliate marketing, email list building. That's one of the things that we're working on. We're trying to set up building up our own email list. And as I'm setting that up, I'm recording everything. That's part of what's taking me so long to get it up, is I'm slowing myself down so I can record it as I do it, so I can share that with y'all, how we're setting that up and how we're doing all that. but I'm also going to be doing some of the same thing on affiliate marketing, what affiliate marketing is, how to use it with your YouTube channel. I've been doing affiliate marketing. I started doing affiliate marketing in 2008. That's how I built my business that I was running. And I was running a full-time business doing affiliate marketing until my daughter was born. There were some changes with search and the way everything was working online right at the same time my daughter was born. And so I got away from the business just because I couldn't recover from the changes and take care of my daughter at that point in time. But that's also why I got back into it. Yeah, it's hard to find that balance. You're going to have people that are not going to follow you because you monetize what you do. But at the same time, it's finding a balance of not overly. Some people either go to the extreme, either you don't monetize at all, or we're so heavily monetized, all we care about is the money. And you gotta find where that balance is for you. The best balance is, we monetize, but in a low key way, where I've had affiliate links. How many times have y'all heard me talk about my affiliate links? Maybe 2 or 3 times. But I've had affiliate links in every single video I've ever put out on this channel. I just don't bring attention to them. Now, every once in a while I do, but this is where every once in a while I'll put out content that is specifically, promoting those affiliate products. One of the things that we're talking about too is incorporating. One of the things that we're doing, you see the sponsored videos and where they do like sponsored buffers and sponsored clips. That's actually one of the things that we're going to be testing. But we're actually doing it. I don't have any sponsors for the channel, but I have affiliate products that I'm already recommending people to. And so this is one of the things I've been working on.
Over the last few months, I've been helping people just like you to build their channels using our videos and content strategies right here on YouTube. If you want to go deeper and if you want to work with me one-on-one to help you create a strategy that's going to help you actually target your right audience and help you engage people and get more people to liking your content, let me help you do that. We've been working with people one-on-one for a while behind the scenes, and we're helping people grow their channel, and I want to help you. If you want to know more about how we can help you, make sure you email me consulting@jamespruitt.com, and let's get started today so that you can be more successful as a YouTuber. Over the last few
So that's a little bumper that I made. I'm still working on it. I didn't like how it turned out. My voice got distorted as through editing or through production somehow. So I've got to redo it. That's why I haven't been showing it. But I'm going to be doing more bumpers like that. And I've actually got a couple that I'm in production on for some of the affiliate products that we recommend people to. So we can play those in our content. We can play those in our live streams. And it's kind of like, it's almost like doing a sponsorship, but they're not officially sponsoring us. It's just us doing an affiliate promotion using the same strategy that they're using to do the bumpers and to do promoted content. And one of the reasons why I'm testing that, what I thought about was if I'm doing that and I'm able to get some conversions doing that as an affiliate, then I can approach those companies and say, hey, look, I'm already using this as an affiliate. If you'd like to sponsor our content, now we've got some leverage where we can approach them and say, hey, we're already doing it as an affiliate. I think we could do even better if you would do a sponsorship agreement with us. And then you do the sponsorship and you still have your affiliate link in there. And so that's one of the things. It also is giving me some practice with making that kind of bumper video, because I might not even have to go to the same company. I can go to a different company and say, hey, look, here's a bumper video I made for this company over here where we're promoting one of their products. And we can do the same kind of thing for you if you want to sponsor our content. So if you're making those kind of things, it's about doing for free what you want to do, get paid to do. So I'm doing it for free, but in a way that I can get paid. So I'm making these little bumpers of, basically it's just an ad to throw into my live streams. And that's something that we're doing, testing it. We just started doing it. I just put those together this last couple of weeks. And so it's something we're testing. Always be testing. There's so many options. One thing I tell people when it comes to monetization is do not get stuck on AdSense. AdSense, every single person I talk to, every single one, even the ones that aren't making a huge income from other things, every single person I talk to is making more money from other things than they are from AdSense. So you've got affiliate marketing, you've got creating your own digital products. Those are the two that I like the most. Affiliate marketing and creating your own digital products, doing it in a way that you don't have to handle products, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on services. You can automate those two things. The reason I like them is they're very passive. You can, once you set them up, all the work is done initially. Once you set them up, all the processes are automated. So you just have to keep putting your content out there, putting it in your content, and it continues to generate you revenue. Again, that content gets ranked as search, and it'll drive your revenue while you sleep. And then you don't have to do anything on deliverability. Next is doing your own products or services, physical products or services. Those take some time. They take some of your effort. So it's a little bit more involved, but it's still something you can do to generate revenue. Like we're doing consulting services. It takes a little bit of my time, but I don't have to do physical products. I've done physical product with the Storage Scavenger. Our main monetization has been selling stuff directly through our YouTube channel. But I'm having to also mess with shipping and packing stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into that's making it very labor intensive. But it's still very profitable too. And I know a lot of people that are doing that are running these auctions and buy it nows directly through their YouTube, making thousands of dollars a week selling stuff directly through their YouTube channel, making more money in 1 week on one auction than they make in 2 or 3 months in AdSense revenue. So, that's the thing you've got to look at is building it up. Yeah, I've got my James Pruitt site started. It looks terrible right now. I'm having technical issues. Good morning, Richard. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, I've been working on my website as well. I've got a lot of work to do. I did about 8 hours worth of work on it last week, and somehow I thought I had saved everything, but then when I went back to look at it, none of the work I had done got saved. And it looks exactly like it did before I did all that work. So I got to figure out why it didn't save my work, because I know I published it. I know I resaved everything. I try to do that multiple times throughout the day because I don't want to crash it and lose everything. But I spent 8 hours. I lost 8 hours worth of work, and now I have to go back and start over and redo all that. But that's why we also did Buy Me a Coffee. If you really want, you can start doing your channel memberships and all that stuff through Buy Me a Coffee. And they host all that content. They host all that stuff for you. They take a small percentage. You can do all this through your own website, but you have to learn a lot more skills. You're already learning all the skills on YouTube, and then you have a whole lot more skills you have to learn to do all that stuff on your own website. One of the things I want to do is build up my revenue to a point where I can hire a developer to help manage my blog, a blog manager, and help me do all that stuff. I have a self-hosted WordPress. My web hosting is HostGator. I've been using them for years. I'm not particularly happy with them, but the reason why I use them is they are one of the cheapest that I have found. It only cost me like $12 a month. I pay mine in 3-month increments. So I pay for 3 months at a time on my web hosting, and it cost me like $12 a month. It does come with SSL. So it's a secured site, which is huge. That's important. If you're going to be collecting email addresses, selling services, you need to have SSL in place for encryption of people's personal data. It's almost required nowadays. So that's where you have an HTTPS on your website. WordPress. Well, part of what's so slow for me, let me tell you. Well, WordPress, I use self-hosted WordPress websites. HostGator is my web hosting company. Okay. But I use WordPress-based websites. But WordPress has tremendously from when I was doing WordPress 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was teaching people how to build websites on WordPress. It's still one of the simplest ways to build a website, but it's changed tremendously over the last 10 years, and I'm having to relearn how to use it. And that's really not a fit for the content I have on this channel, which is why I'm not doing videos on it. There's lots of videos. In fact, a lot of what I'm learning by watching other YouTube channels. There's lots of other channels on how to do WordPress, and I just go in, what am I trying to do today, search for that, and find a channel that has a video on it. Step-by-step learning. You having a problem with figuring out how to do something, go to YouTube and search how to do it, watch a video on how to do it, and then go do it yourself. So we kind of got off the topic in the last half hour or so, but we were talking about collaborating with other channels. We've been doing some collaborations on this channel. That's how we've grown a little bit, but we're going to be doing a whole lot more. We're working on trying to do more collaborations with other channels, and we've got a lot more information that we're going to be sharing on how to get collaborations, mistakes to avoid that people make during collaborations, and all that stuff. So stay tuned to the podcast. We got a bunch of those coming out in the next few weeks. So I've never used Weebly, but I've heard about it. The problem is there's great things in the simplicity. That's why I love StreamYard. It's simple, but it's also got a lot of limitations because of the simplicity. So I think the simple stuff is a lot better when you're first starting out, but eventually you want to advance to more advanced technologies that give you bigger options. So it's the trade-off. Simplicity makes it easy for a single person that doesn't know a lot of technical stuff to use. But at the same time, the trade-off is you lose a lot of flexibility in order to have simplicity. Like for me, I'm setting up consulting and coaching services, as well as memberships, as well as other things through my WordPress website. And so I needed the complexities that I have with WordPress, the payment processing, all of that is integrated together. My SEO, I can integrate my YouTube channel. I can integrate my lead capture and all of that stuff together through WordPress. And some of the stuff I don't like, and some of the changes WordPress has made over the years, but some of it has actually made it simpler. But it's just about finding a good theme and learning how to work with that theme. And then learning how to use each individual plugin that you use and how they work together. Trying to figure out keywords. Keywords are important. What are your questions about keywords, Richard? If you have any specific questions about keywords, I will try to answer them real quick. So let me. So we're going to go right here. This is TubeBuddy's Keyword Explorer. Think about keywords like this. If I have a problem, I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to search for the solution to that problem. That's all a keyword is. What did I type into YouTube when I'm searching for a problem? So if I want to get more subscribers on my YouTube channel, my problem is I can't get enough subscribers. So how do I get subscribers on YouTube? So I'm going to go to YouTube and type that into search. And then I'm going to explore. And YouTube is going to give me all kinds of keywords. Now, this is TubeBuddy, which is the tool that we use for our keyword research. Okay. Well, we'll get to that in just a second. So this gives us a score. So I can look at search volume. This one has, fairly low search volume. It's got a poor competition. My optimization strength is excellent, which means my channel is well optimized for that particular keyword. But it's got bad search and bad volume. So that's not a keyword I would target with my channel. This is why we use tools like TubeBuddy, because it gives us the scoring feature where we can look at how those keywords, but then I also get other options. These are things that people are actively searching for, and I can look at how they get more subscribers. That's probably going to have more search, but really bad competition. And then I can look right here. I have the summary tab. I can go to the results tab, and I can actually see these are the channels that are currently ranking for that search term. And I can look 3.2 million views, 21,000 views, 20,000 views. Do you think my little channel that's getting 20 views on a video is going to beat these channels that have 3 million views, 120,000 views just on this one video? 20,000 views on this one video. These view counts are what that particular video has. Am I going to be able to rank for that keyword? Probably not. So I go back and I continue searching for more. And I can kind of get a snapshot without even looking at the results right here. The lowest video view count in the top ranking videos is 16,000 views. My average on my channel is 27 views. So am I going to be able to beat out a channel that's got 16,000 views? 32,000 results for that keyword phrase showing up in search. So I have 32 million videos I would have to beat in order to get ranking for that keyword. I would have to be better than 32 million viewers. Get more subscribers for free. Still poor. How to get more subscribers for free on 2020. And see, now we are into 2021. So I would change that to 21. And now I can explore. And look at that. Green arrow. Look, high search volume. Medium competition. I'm sure this is going to be going low. Optimization strength is high. The average, the lowest channel ranking is 43 views. One of the things that I have to look at is this is 27 views as my average on my channel. But I have a lot of videos of my early videos that have like 5 or 10 views on them. So that drags my average down on my channel. I know right now I'm getting 50 to 60 views per video, and some of those videos getting over 100 views. So if I optimize it really well, and if I do a lot of good promotion on it, I know I can get over 43 views. Now I want to look at the results, because one of the things that I found is this is great that I can get over that average, which means I can probably get in the search results. But am I going to get any traffic? Because the search rankings, the search traffic, these top 3 are going to get about 90% of the search traffic. And about 50% of that's going to go to the first one. And then the other 40% is going to be split between these two. 544 views, though. So I could probably, and none of them are perfectly targeted. Show owns 2 of these search results, but look, exact matches in the top results, none. So if I was to do an exact match keyword, I actually might stand a chance at ranking for this keyword. As small as my channel is, I could probably rank for this keyword because I could do an exact match to that keyword. It's a very good title. It's very specific to my target audience. How do you get more subscribers on YouTube for free in 2021, which we just started 2021? This keyword will probably get more competitive over the next few weeks as more people are doing 2021 videos. But that's a very specific phrase, and I can create a video on that very specific topic very easily. Now, one of the reasons I like TubeBuddy is now I have a keyword phrase. I go right down here to the right-hand corner, and I click on action, optimizing SEO Studio. Now, this is going to bring up a title. Now, one of the things I don't like about the TubeBuddy tool that I've already talked to them about is I would prefer it if this title was capitalized, because I have to go in here every single time. Even if I capitalize it when I type it in, it automatically moves everything to lowercase. So I have to go in and fix it. Something I've already reported. I'm hoping that they'll fix it, but I don't know if they will or not. It can. We'll talk about that in just a second, Richard. So one of the things it's telling me, one of the things I like about TubeBuddy is it gives you right here how to improve your score, and it gives you kind of some of the key things to look at. Include your target keyword naturally in the title. Well, it is kind of natural, but usually you have to add 1 or 2 words just to make it sound more like a sentence. Fast. How to get more subscribers on YouTube for free 2021 fast. So that makes it a little bit more compelling. And then in my description, we just want to make this sound like a natural sentence. So I'm going to go. Today, we are going to show you how to get more subscribers on YouTube for free 2021. And then we want one of the things that it concludes in here, include partial matches of your target keyword in your description. So I have my keyword phrase exactly word for word in the description. Now I want partial matches. Partial matches is I'm taking pieces of this. So I'm going to have subscribers, YouTube, free 2021. I want those individual little pieces of the keyword phrase in my title. One of the reasons I like TubeBuddy is because as I'm looking at this is what we call a long tail keyword. So it's a lot of words into a phrase. But look at this. Okay. I'm also going to be optimized. If I'm optimizing for this, I'm also at the same time optimized for a phrase like how to get more subscribers. Get more subscribers on YouTube. Subscribers on YouTube for free. So those are all other keyword phrases that I'm already optimized for. They're much more competitive, but as my channel grows, I stand more of a chance of ranking for those keywords as well. Again, long-term strategy. That's why I like these long tail keywords, because I'm targeting multiple high search keyword phrases in one phrase, in one title. I hope that makes sense. So in my title, though, I want to include some variations or in my description. And this doesn't have to be super long. You want it to be at least 1 or 2 paragraphs. But it doesn't have to be super long. There's not a whole lot of weight put on descriptions. Most of it is your title and your thumbnail. You can even upload your thumbnail, but I haven't made a thumbnail for this phrase yet, so I don't have one to upload, but I could. We'll do that. I'll show you how to do that in the next one. So say I've got, how do we say this naturally? Today we are going to show you how to get more subscribers on YouTube for free in 2021. Getting subscribers on YouTube is tough in the beginning, but today I'm going to show you a free way to get more subscribers on on YouTube in 2021. Okay. So now I have partial matches. Every one of these highlights is a partial match to my keyword phrase, how to get more subscribers in YouTube for free 2021. So now that's my overall keyword phrase. Now I have partial matches of that phrase throughout here. So then the next one is we go into tags, and YouTube themselves has said there's a reason why their score is only 5% relevant to tags, because tags are the least relevant. But they're saying YouTube has said that mostly tags are relevant for these right here, misspellings. So I can click right here where it says add to tag limit. It'll put tags in there. The one thing I would do is I always go in there and put my own name and the name of my show. So that way I have my name and the name of my show in my tags. I do that on all of my videos. But other than that, I pretty much just use misspellings, common misspellings, for that keyword phrase. And now I can just go here. We go to next. Now this is what it would look like in search. But look, I have no thumbnail. But I can click right down here. If you go all the way down to the bottom, it says little bitty button, upload thumbnail. So I can go right here. I can pull up the thumbnail I used for today's. So it'll put your thumbnail in there, and you can see how your thumbnail looks compared to the other thumbnails that people will be seeing in search. This is a great, I do this to come up with thumbnail ideas. I do this to come up with ways to, look, these are the top ranking channels already for that keyword phrase. Easy subs, 10,000 subs, more views for free. So now I can get ideas on other thumbnails that I could use and try to do a little bit better. I like mine right there. Grow fast. Arrow pointing to my subscriber count plus 228. So that, that's the thumbnail I use for today. No, this is in the pro version of TubeBuddy. This is the SEO optimizer, which is available with pro level and above. I have the pro level. You can do the search, but to put my own thumbnail up in there, this is the SEO optimizer, which is only available on the pro level. And then I can save this draft. If you were in the video screen, say you were uploading a video and you came into this, you could actually import it directly to your video right here. So, yeah, to get TubeBuddy, let me put my banner up there. Nope. Where is it? There it is. TubeBuddy. You can go to TubeBuddy.com/JP Video Journey. That is our affiliate link to TubeBuddy. It does help support the channel if you use that link. But whether you use our affiliate link or just go straight to TubeBuddy.com, I recommend TubeBuddy. They have a free version, but there's a lot of limitations with the free version. I use the pro version. I recommend it. It's only, if you're under 1,000 subscribers, the pro version is only $4.50 a month. And I recommend it. It's worth that $4.50 a month to get you to 1,000 subscribers. It's a huge benefit to our channel. It's one of the biggest things that I've used to improve my channel's growth, to help us getting ranking in search. Until we started using TubeBuddy, almost all of our traffic was coming through networking. None of our traffic was coming through search until we started using TubeBuddy a few months ago. Now we're starting to get rankings in search. We're starting to get rankings in recommended content. And a lot of it's because of using tools like TubeBuddy to grow our channel and to get TubeBuddy doesn't get you ranking. TubeBuddy gives you the tools to optimize your content. It gives you the tools to judge the competition and find opportunities where you can rank. But I've also done videos that I had a really great TubeBuddy score. I had 100% of my scores with my optimization, but I failed to deliver in the content. I failed to make the connection with people in the content, or my thumbnail didn't make the right connection with people. And so the video flopped. TubeBuddy won't get you the traffic, but they give you the opportunity to get more traffic. It's $9 a month for the pro plan after 1,000 subscribers. It's $4.50 a month. You get a 50% discount on the pro plan, and it's only on the pro plan under 1,000 subscribers. And honestly, for the advanced level programs, they even tell you until you get to about 50 to 60,000 subscribers, you don't need the higher level plans. Most of the extra tools you get are for more advanced users. So when you start growing, that's why they advance their tiers the way they have. As you grow, as you advance, I even heard Andrew. I was talking to Andrew on one of the live streams. Andrew Can is the TubeBuddy creator. He's the one that does all the videos on TubeBuddy's channel. And one of the things he was talking about, he was going through the different levels of TubeBuddy, and he said for 0 to 500 subscribers, he recommends the free version. For 500 to 1,000 subscribers, he recommends the pro plan. Or from 500 to 10,000 subscribers, he recommends the pro plan. From 10,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers, he recommends the secondary plan. I don't remember what it's called. And then for anybody over 100,000 subscribers is where he recommends the legendary plan, which is their highest tier. Yeah, Legend is amazing, but 90% of the tools you get with the Legend plan that are specific to Legend, you won't use until you get a big following already following. But yeah, it's got some amazing features. And if you have the money and you have the time to use them, it can do amazing things for your channel. I don't have it. I haven't gotten a chance to try it yet. But I would love to. I love the pro plan though. I would definitely go for the pro plan. And like I said, at $4.50 a month, it is absolutely worth it for me. If you use our affiliate link, we do get a commission for that. And that link is also in the description of all of our videos. It's one of our most recommended tools. I also have a video that we walked you through. Those two tools I just showed you, I actually have a step-by-step video where I went more in depth into it. It's like a 30-minute video where I went into those two tools on keyword research. But keywords, just think about keywords. They're not that complicated. Most people get stuck in their head. Keywords are simply somebody has a problem that they're trying to solve. YouTube is the second most popular search engine in the world, and they're owned by the most popular. So they go into either Google or YouTube. They search for a solution to their problem, and the keywords are just simply the words that they use to search for a problem. Now, can you go in and re-optimize a video for another keyword? Is the question Richard asked. Yes, you can. But one of the things that I do all my keyword research before I ever press record, because I want that keyword phrase one of the first things I say in the video. Again, you want to have that congruency. Your title, your thumbnail, your hook need to all coordinate together. So if you change your keyword, that means you're not going to have that keyword in your opening line of your video. But if you're doing that, if you're not doing that, it doesn't matter. But I always try to reiterate that keyword phrase and partial matches of that keyword phrase throughout my channel. If you notice, if you go back and listen to this video, grow your channel fast is one of the keywords that I'm targeting with this particular video today. And I've reiterated that keyword multiple times throughout the stream because that's the entire focus of my today is how to grow your channel faster. the entire focus of today's video. So, I could do a follow-up video to this using the keyword phrase I just researched and do a follow-up video that we post on Monday targeting that keyword. And I'll have that in the opening line of my video. The very first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to show you how to get more subscribers for free on YouTube in 2021. That's going to be the first line that I say, so that I'm once again reiterating that keyword phrase. And I'm telling them today, I'm going to solve the problem you just searched for to get here. Now, the other thing is, all you're doing is suggesting to YouTube that is what you want to rank for. It is up to YouTube then where they place your video in search. And they have their own algorithm. That's what the algorithm's all about, is trying to figure out where to place your video in search to serve the best viewers. And sometimes they miss the mark big time. I've had keywords that I've optimized for, and the keywords I was ranking for had absolutely nothing to do with the keyword phrase that I was targeting with my SEO content. The more data YouTube collects on your channel, this is why SEO gets easier as you grow, because the more data YouTube knows about your channel, the easier it is for them to place you in just the right spot, in front of the right audience. Sometimes it's a crapshoot with SEO. That's why I tell people not to depend on SEO. Yes, you should use SEO. It's an important part of your strategy, but do not become dependent on any one source of traffic. You shouldn't be solely dependent on networking. You shouldn't solely dependent on SEO. You shouldn't be solely dependent on recommended content. You need a diversified traffic strategy. So if you stop ranking in search, maybe they make a change in the search algorithm, you've still got other traffic sources coming in. You stop networking, you get sick, you're not out there networking, or something happens and you're not networking as much, you don't lose that source of traffic to your channel. You want to have a diversified portfolio. So SEO is an important tool, but it's just one tool in your toolbox. It's not the entire toolbox. That's where a lot of people get wrong. They look at SEO as being the entire toolbox, and it's just one tool in the box. So it's important. You should learn it, but don't get so hyper-focused on it that you forget everything else. Hey, Matt Carbs. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So I hope that helps. I'm not sure if Richard's still here. I didn't see him respond to my content. Hello, Wonderland Acres. But, SEO is important. The whole purpose of today's show is just giving you growth strategies, helping you to grow the channel. SEO is an important part of that, but getting out my most important, especially early on when you're not showing up in search yet, when you're still learning how to develop those skills in thumbnail design and all that kind of stuff. All right, Richard, if you had any more questions, I hope that explanation helped you to understand keywords a little bit better. If you have some more questions, feel free to drop it in the chat and I will try to address them. As far as re-optimization, I've gone in. It's one of the strategies that I will use. If I have a video that's not performing well, I will go in and redo some keyword research. Maybe, one of the things that you might look at when you're looking at keywords is, are you targeting a keyword that is way too competitive for your channel with a small size? This is something I see a lot. For example, I can tell you right now, if you're trying to rank for what sold in eBay, you probably don't stand a chance, because there's a million other channels with over 10,000 subscribers already ranking for that keyword phrase. So you're probably not going to stand a chance to beat them for that phrase. But if you targeted what clothing sold on eBay, because other people aren't really optimizing for that. I don't know if there's people searching for it, but this is where you do the research and you balance search volume versus the competition. And sometimes I'll go for really low search volume. I try to peg all of those, the higher, the more closer to that excellent score I can get, the better. But if I can get a medium ranked search volume and get that with a high or low competition score, so there's virtually no competition, but it's got a medium search volume, I take it all the time. When I first started, my keywords were really, really small. I mean, stuff that was getting like 10 searches a month, 20 searches a month, just to get something that I had a chance at ranking for was 0 views on my channel. As your channel grows, you start getting, like, now I'm getting, my average, of course, taking into account that those early videos didn't get much. My average is about 27 views. I know my average on current content is about 50 to 60 views per video. So I know if I can beat a channels that are doing 50 to 60 views, I should be able to do that with my new content. I need coffee. Yeah, I'm going to have to go soon because I'm out of coffee over here and I've got to go to the other side of the house to get some. I already drained my coffee pot. And it's almost noon here, so. But this has been an exciting conversation. I want you to start networking. That was really our key topic for today. So those of y'all that came in late, go back and watch the beginning. We were talking about one of the biggest things that we did to build our channel, which is collaborating and networking with other YouTubers right here within our niche. I went through an experience this time last year where I gained over 250 subscribers within one weekend and was over 300 subscribers within a week because of one collaboration. And since then, we've done it multiple times. This is how we've grown our channel. This is what I've done. The subscribers I have here, most of you that came here have found me through other channels. You found me through D Nimmin, through Nick Nimmin, being on their live streams, or you found me through Adrienne Smith, being on live streams with her, being on other stuff, bringing other people into our channel, and they bring some of their following with them, or us going out and getting on their live streams. Collaborations is one of the number one keys. It's kind of what we were talking about in the first part. So if you want to know more about collaborations and how to get them, make sure y'all rewatch the replay. We are going to have to call it a day. We appreciate it so much. We've been here for 2 hours already. I love this show. Yeah, through Nanotink. I love Nanotink. Trish is awesome. A lot of the resellers, when I first started this channel, because my other channel's in the reselling niche, I'm the storage scavenger over there. And so when I first started this channel, that's what I did. I went out to the other YouTubers that I already had those relationships with, and I talked to them and I talked to their audience about what we were doing over here. And that's how a lot of people found me when we first started. And that's basically what we do. That's just the number one thing. Last night, I was on 3 different live streams last night. I was actually in the chat on about 10 different live streams last night. But I actually got up on the stream on 3 different ones. This is how we've been building our channel, how we've been getting our word out about what we're doing over here and getting in touch with more people. But there's some good things and some right things on how to do it. I went through that earlier in the video. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. Make sure y'all tune in next week where we're going to be talking about 5 of the biggest mistakes that people make with collaborations that you need to avoid. So we're going to continue the conversation on collaborations next week. We're going into 5 of the biggest mistakes that we've made and we've seen other people make with collaborations. We touched on a couple of them, but there's 5 huge ones that you need to avoid. So we're going to be covering that in next week's show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.